Hey, what is going on, bros? My bro here. The intro's not too loud. I always do that. But anyway, in today's video, what are we looking at this updated piece of junk for? Ah, god dang it, so hard to walk in inverted. That's better. That's more accurate. So yes, if you guys remember the last time I checked in with you guys on the Star Wars world, we were only doing the ground vehicles. We only had a small patch done in the up there, but we got all the ground vehicles done. Now, what, 2 weeks later? Wait, later. We now have all the Starfighters done. Now this took an incredible amount of time, but it looks amazing. And I'll get to the actual Starfighters in a minute, but first let's go to the part that's boring at the beginning of the video. And that is the village. I added 2 swoop bikes here. There's one more swoop bike that I need to build and watch a tutorial for. But I got 2 kind of off to the side racing each other. And we also have a twin-powered cloud car. That's a tongue twister. But we have one of these built up above the city now, kind of around my bro's house. In my bro's house, actually, now we have the flag of the village, which is a kind of it's got yellow border with a cyan X behind a blue kind of pattern there. Up here in my bro's house, nothing has changed, but I did move a few things around. Come into the house real fast. Moved all of his Jedi stuff, and I've just put the remaining R2 unit heads I need to build for later. And I put them in there, and then if we come into the bunker now, I completely changed it up. And now using a kind of door technique that I saw on a YouTube video, this is going to kind of be a bunker to hide the Jedi origins from the village. But all that will be done in a later time. We have the kind of the flags of his town around there. And if you guys remember in the last video, I mentioned how, oh yeah, everything was replaced with stone. No, I lied. I didn't change this, kind of gonna leave it, and a few other things in this I looked over, and a lot of them are not in the kind of jungle. But yeah, so that's with the village out of the way. We're now gonna get into the gunships. I'm holding the sword so I don't, break anything when I'm pointing at it. So we're gonna talk about the gunships real fast. The kind of what is it? The carriers, the troop transports. We have a total of 5 of these, I think. 5 total of these normal ones. And in this first one, if you notice, we all have blue to watch with my bros kind of thing. If you notice, with all the AT-AT walkers and all that. And we also got some troops inside, and the flags of the Rebel Mine Bro, which are 2 types, which are the light blue corner, dark blue, cyan X, and then we have a light blue top, cyan bottom, light blue, dark blue middle, and then a yellow X. All that is kind of the symbol of him. It's all the the transports. Scripted videos, I freaking hate you. But we have one actually dropping troops here. I couldn't exactly put it on the ground because of the way it's built. We need these slabs on top to line everything up, otherwise it won't look right. And we have a couple kind of nearing the ground. We have one on the ground, and we have this is the highest one up. This one's actually different. This is a dropship version, the Republic dropship. Now this is dropping this AT-AT. I don't know why it's still close to the ground, basically hovering over to it when it started here. I know, I shouldn't have done that, but I did, and I'm an idiot. And now I think I need to either fix the tracks or fix the AT-AT, or fix the gunship. Neither I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do the tracks. But we have our biggest build as well, including the gunship category, which is the 2-to-1 Republic gunship. This was a monster to build, especially with having to change everything out for a light blue. All the red that was used, including the carpet, had to all switch out for a light blue to match with my bro. I was thinking of building it in red, and I just stopped about... Yeah, I'm building it with red, and I just started building with light blue, obviously getting rid of the red. It's actually a really nice one. I have the, obviously, the kind of fighters inside. And if we come in here, looks nice and all that. We have some end rods here and end rods in a couple more places, and you'll explain why in a minute. But we also can actually get into this one. This is because it's like a capital ship basically right now, because it's the biggest. We have windows here, which I modified, so we can actually look out them like they were gun turrets. I tried to build a gun turret, but I failed. And yeah, that's it for the gunships and dropships of the Rebellion, Republic, Resistance. Now we move over to the dropships of the Separatists, Imperials, and First Order. We only have 5 in total, I believe, which is the Republic gunboat, you know, kind of a small little dropship fighter thingy that you can get into the back. We actually have one landed over here, which took a little bit of modification of the wings to kind of get it to this landing position. Wasn't too hard, and I actually was able to get this one completely flat because it's not based off of slabs on the bottom. But we have 3 of these kind of just here, and the next ones are actually, they look like TIE bombers, but they're a lie. These are the TIE landers. These, if you notice, have kind of door areas here, and that's because they took the kind of bomb area. Shut up here, Brian. They took the bombing area and put it into a troop transport. That's why, if you notice, it is larger than the TIE bomber, which is right here. So if we were to compare the two, which is the TIE bomber here, you notice how small the kind of cockpit areas are compared to here. Now we have 2 of these placed down. We have 2 of them really close to the ground, and that's why, because of troop transports. And I don't think they dropped the cargo quite yet. But if you notice, they are close to the ground, and oh frick me, I have not put a gun on this one. Whatever, I'll fix that later. That's it for the kind of transport ships of the Rebel Resistance Republic, Separatist, First Order, Empire. Now we're gonna move on to the actual starfighters, starting with the Rebels, because the Rebels actually are my favorites, because they weren't as much of a pain. Okay. We start off with a ARC 70. I'm going to start off with this. If we notice on the sides, we have the kind of blue again, the blue coloring of mine, bro, because, yes. We have this in a couple places, because that's where it was. And the only modifications I've done from the original build, apart from the blue, is on these sides here, we have these levers that kind of have that door there. And that's because if you look on the actual ARC 70s, you notice kind of big turbines leading in front of all this. And I decided to take that and put a iron door there with a lever to kind of make it look more industrial. It kind of makes it look a little bigger than it actually is, which would be if we just took that off. As well as I had to put on the back pink glow engines to kind of signify the power of them being on, because otherwise they look dead. And I actually use that to my advantage later on. So, on the backs of all these, actually, we have colored glass to signify power. We have lime green for V-wings and back of A-wings. We have red for Z95s, pink for X-wings and those, and red also for B-wings. Pink here in the Y-wings. It kind of just fits with how they look in canon, which is pink energy fields rather than solid energy blocks, which is what Lord Dakr uses for a lot of them. So I had to kind of use that to my advantage and just try my best to work with it. Next one is I'm having a stroke. All these in the back here, basically separated by the gunship, are in kind of flight mode, not attack position. If you notice with the ARC 70s, I had to modify them to where they are not in attack position, and I had to raise these up because I tried it all flat and it looked terrible. But I had to modify it to that way. Same with the X-wings, I had to modify them into attack position. Flight position from attack position, and it looks pretty good. It's maximum length. And we also come up here. We have a astromech droid, basic. But all of them are different colors on the A-wings and Y-wings to kind of keep them not the same, or look the same, like they're all the same droids. Oh, thank you, Rain. Also on the Z95s, I had to modify them, make them a little longer. It was very short, very stubby. It looked very bad. No offense to Lord Dakr, but come on. We also have the A-wing fighters, basic shape, very basic, very small, as well as the B-wings, which are pretty nice. I had black and light gray. This was a nightmare because I had to use andesite. And then on the back of these, we actually have red powered engines, and these are the only I think these are the only ships I was actually able to get a power block behind, which is the kind of sea lanterns. Now, since I'm here, let me make this part. I had to record this video twice. All these designs used both on this one right here and this one right here. All of them are done by Lord Dakr. He's an amazing man who does all these Star Wars builds, and I'm just a fellow, Minecraft enthusiast of Star Wars that loves to make them. But that does not mean I'm not accustomed to making my own. For instance, a TIE Crawler, and I will be building several ships once I've completed everything. I will be building several ships that he has not. But yeah, just keep a note. Basically, all this is his. Again, only things I've kind of changed from him were colors on some of these. For instance, the light blue on most of them. A couple of the designs, like I mentioned, the arc, the A-wings, a couple of these things in kind of landing positions. I've changed a couple of things. But apart from that, most of all this is made by him. Now when we come over to main battle, the only unique ships here are 3 E-wing fighters. These are from the actual expanded universe used by the New Republic. They have a pink energy source or a red one. I think I went with pink on most of these because if you look on most images, they have pink rather than red, even though most have a decent amount have red. So it was confusing, so I just went with pink. But we have 3 of these around the battlefield, and the fight is now in attack position. We have the X-Wings, if you notice, different color than the one back there, and even different color from, I think, the one sitting right next to it. Oh no, the Y-Wing. But it's got all different colors. We have a couple Z95s here again. We have a couple B-Wings, a couple Y-Wings, as well as my Bo's personal one, which took most of the white around the cockpit area and changed it here. We also have a special cyan droid that I just my Bo, yes. And I think in total we have 6 A-Wings, B-Wings, V-Wings, Y-Wings, and ARC-70s. We have 5 Z95s, 3 E-Wings, 9 X-Wings, and then obviously included in those X-Wings is my bro's special X-Wing. We have 5 gunships, 5 gunships, 1 dropship, 1 2-to-1 scale dropship, and if we come over here, we have a trio of Naboo starfighters. It really doesn't make sense for them to be here because it's an unknown planet, not Naboo. But I had to include them because they actually look really cool and real nice. I had to build them with gold, iron, and polished dryite slabs, and they actually look pretty good. In the normal Minecraft texture pack, I had to do it because if I tried to build them with wool, it wouldn't look good. So that's all the Republic ships, and the last one I'm going to talk about is this guy right here, which is a burning Z95. Now, this one got hit with a blast, I don't know, from an AT-AT, TIE fighter, something. It got hit. And it got hit on one wing and is now going down. If we notice on the back, I took black kind of, black, glass panes, and I put it here. And it kind of symbolizes like an engine's being off and not working anymore, which would actually happen if this wing was slowly going down. And then, to hide the netherrack that is underneath these, yeah, you can barely see it. I had to put kind of burn patches right here. I use these later on, you'll see. And with a smoke effect of glass, because I can't really put campfires, which is what I use for all these ones down here. I can't really put those hidden here, can I? No, I cannot. But yeah, that's kind of my favorite, well, one of my favorite bits of this. If we now move over to the Imperial side, oh boy, the Imperial side. I need to stand up from this, okay? Oh boy. Imperial side is going to be quite long. Okay, this video is going to be like 30 minutes. Jesus Christ. I don't know what show I'm going to do when I get to the actual thing. It shouldn't take an hour long to review all of them, should it? No. But if we come up here now, we're going to talk about the bombers first. There is, I believe, 3 of these bombers. The Imperial bombers. And if you notice the difference, again, as I mentioned, these are shorter, and then these got this. We also notice on the back, we have these pink switches, and you guys are wondering, what do these do? Absolutely nothing. They're for aesthetic. If you notice on the back of TIE Fighters, they actually have red power things that kind of serve as engine bits, I think. And, you take them, and you can actually, like, see them. And that's kind of the closest I could get to them. It's on all the TIE Fighters, well, most of them, as I say, as I look over here, and I realize my mistake. God, I really forgot this whole entire section, didn't I? Oh well. I'll fix it in post. Well, I'll fix it after I finish recording this. But we have 3 of these scattered around. I think we have 2 just sitting right next to the TIE Advanced, and we have obviously 1 down here. And they're very similar to the TIE Landers, but they are not. Next, we have the TIE Interceptors. Now, these took a little bit more modification. He originally had the guns kind of sitting here, as well as just plain, but look back on the fighter, there's a black patch kind of here going up, and there's the little thin bits right here But I went and worked with his basic design and just included a black slab replacing a light gray slab right here. Also on each of these bits there is a gun rather than a chin-mounted cannon like most of them. That's why they were so deadly and fast. Also on the back, if we notice, we have a light kind of terracotta, they are cyan terracotta to be exact. I'll have it up. But that is kind of there to symbolize the kind of engine bits you'll notice on most ties as well. We have, I believe, 7 of these around the battle. And they're pretty nice looking. I like how they look. I like how they came out. Not a bit slim, but I think it works out to the advantage of them being small, nimble fighters. Next, we're going to talk about the TIE fighters. Now, the TIE fighters actually obviously make up the majority of the kind of TIE army. There was a total of 12. I remember that number because it took me 15 years to build all of them. There was 12, and they're very small basic designs. If you notice on the wings, kind of the basic design, you'll see more advanced ones later. But these definitely look very cool. Come to the back, we have the buttons again and the light terracotta, and we also I didn't put these on the interceptors, I think, which I need to do now that I'm thinking about it. It makes sense. But we also have light gray carpet to kind of symbolize a little hatch that you can actually lift up and get inside, which makes sense, which is nice. Like I said, there's 12 in total, and there is variance. Well, there's not variance in the 12. There's 12 basic ties. Inside those 12 basic, on top of those 12 basic ties, we also have 3 Special Force Imperial ties, or not Imperial, First Order ties. Now, these took the design, kind of flipped it, inverted the colors, and on the Special Forces in particular, we have these red patches, as well as 2 back buttons, a back piece of glass, as well as a front piece of glass with the main gun, and a kind of another cannon up here, which is on the Special Forces ties over there, which you'll see. We have, like I said, 3 of these around the battlefield, as well as ones that I had to kind of do, but not do at the same time, which would take the colors and then do it into a basic tie, which just took the same design as the ties down there, and did the flip of kind of the palette, which is different from the Special Forces ties, which are actually different. It was very simple, you know, just don't include the red and make this kind of like the back of a normal TIE fighter. Next, we have the TIE Droid Fighters, the TIE D Fighters. These are both Legend and Canon, and now recently, along with the TIE Crawler, kind of included with the TIE Crawler, like I said, coming into Canon, which is nice. They're very small fighters, they're very nimble, they're obviously powered by droids, so instead of having a cockpit up here in a glass, we have a red kind of power button to symbolize kind of droids similar to the Hailfire droids, which are down right here, which do the same exact... Frick out of here. Same exact thing, which is nice. So I believe these are one of the more recent ones that I built, and there's 10. There's 10 of them around the battlefield, so there's a lot. Next one is actually the TIE Advance. Now this, oh boy, Lord Dakr, you messed up. If you look at them, actually, you know, it has a slim back and all that. You know, it's very slim. It's not very big of a fighter. He made it a straight up brick and took this and extended it all the way to here, all the way to here, and just made it a straight up brick. And I was just like, I face palmed if you couldn't hear. So I had to do a lot of modification, played a lot of games with TIE fighters where I could look at them, especially TIE Advanced, and I came up with this final design that took the block, removed it, put up the basic TIE version, a kind of cockpit, added slabs around it to kind of smoothen it out, took the back section, increased it to a kind of 3 total, adding 2 right here and doubling that up, then taking the slabs, putting 3 on the lower bit, then 2 on this lower bit, then taking this point, I just added 3 originally, but I noticed it was black, and I had to put a kind of black slab in between, and it came out looking like this, which I think looks sick. Now, one of the sad details I couldn't add, which was the pink, but that's fine, I guess. I had to kind of do this to make it look more perfect. We have 3 of these, even though there's only been 1 seen in canon. But we have 3 in total, which is nice. We have 1 there, 1 there, and I think we have 1 more down in this kind of area. I don't know where I put it, but it's around here. There's 3 in total. Then we have the smallest, I believe, unless the vultures. I think they're even smaller than the vulture droids. The Babylon 22 kind of cruisers. Now there's a total of 3, kind of really close to each other. There's one right there, and then I think there's one above it right there, and there's one right there. These are kind of used by the magma guards of General Grievous as well as General Grievous. First seen used by the General in episode 3. But they're pretty good, and I like them. They're very small, very petite, even compared to the ones we'll get into in a minute, which are the other droid fighters. But they work alright. I had to build it out of andesite instead of light gray and all that because of the way he looks. It's more metallic. Next, we actually get the vulture droids. Now these ones took the most modification because he built them in black, and I was like, I don't have any black slabs really, apart from obviously blackstone, but even that doesn't look right at times. So I had to take it, improvise, and I came up using the sandstone design that you see in episode 1, when the kind of battle starts, and I knew I forgot one. It's very simple design, very basic, very small. Obviously powered by a red engine again, to signify being powered by droids rather than being powered by a pilot. And there's I think I built 15, but I could be wrong. I definitely built a numerous amount because they are droid powered. So I think it's between 10-15 total of the what is these? All around. I knew I forgot a bit. I was doing this earlier. I looked back and I realized I forgot that bit. I was like, man, it doesn't feel like I got all of them. And now I'm coming over here and I realized I forgot this one, which is sad. But right next to it is the bigger brother, which I put in kind of, I'll explain in a minute. We have these kind of fighters. These are the hyena droid bombers. These were the most recent ones I just finished, and so they look pretty good. I had to use dark prisma because they're the closest to a kind of cyan slab stab rocks that I have. Obviously red engine, and then a bombing bay engine, which I probably should have done a slab that was kind of lower, or even carpet would have looked better than kind of doing that, which would take modification. But same design used by Lord Dakr. Just had to change the blocks because he has a texture pack that makes black blocks, but I do not because I am poor. I'm just kidding. But yeah, we have, I think, frick, I think I have 6. I built. I'm trying to remember because I just did it like 5 minutes before I started recording this. But yeah, we have 6 in total, and they are pretty snazzy. And I think the last ones I have to look are they? No, the interceptors, not the bombers. I think they are the 2-to-1s that are saying in the back here. Dang it, I went by fast. So I started off building these 3 basic tie 2-to-1s using the tutorials. Again, when I say I built, I mean I followed the tutorial and built them in this world. So yes, I kind of built, but I didn't build. I did build. And I didn't put an interior like he did, but I kind of left it. Maybe I'll add an interior once everything's done. But it was a very, very decently small build, actually. Like, I thought this would be bigger. But it does kind of match in scale if we were to come over to the battlefield and kind of look on the ground kind of area. Alright, for instance, in the, right here. They kind of do look more in scale than, they would be as if in far away like we have them. They look smaller, is what I'm trying to say. Oh, okay. But we have 3 of them in the front, and these are the basic ties used by the Empire. Then we also have the 1-to-1 Special Forces, which had to take the Blackstone kind of design. We also had black here. We had to put the thing here for glass. And I also used Blackstone for the slabs to kind of get that kind of slab design that the Lord Dakr had going for it. There's the gun up here and the gun up here that make the buttons, and then the red, obviously. It was just a very nice build. And then I did the same thing I did with the smaller ones, which was a palette swap, which took, away the back, took away the red, added all the blocks that were taken from the Special Forces, and added them all back for a total of 9 2-to-1s. And the only reason why I did 9 of these and not like 5 of those big gunships back there is because these were very fast, very small builds. That thing took over 2 hours to build. So hell no, I'm not doing that again. I will have 1, and maybe I'll build another once everything's done. But I do believe that actually is it for the part 2, the Starfighters. Now I go back and change it, and I will have to call it part 2, the ground. But we have the Starfighters done. This took a very long time, and up here, the glass that is seen here, this was a barrier point to not put any Starfighters over this, because if I put a Starfighter over it, then I'd have to build the kind of class ships higher than that. But I think I can still build the... I'm going to definitely build the big boys up here. The Venator, and hopefully... hopefully I have 250 blocks. How many blocks am I at? I have coordinates up. I need a pull pod. Hold on. Hopefully I can do it. I don't know. I'm gonna have to listen to how hard, how high they are. Am I at 100 blocks? Oh god, I'm super freaking high up. Let me just confirm. How high can I build up? This might take a minute. This is just padding for time. If content can do it, then I can. Can I build? How high can I? How much higher can I build up? Because otherwise they're gonna have to be towards the back. 255 was what the limit. Oh, 256. High limit for. Frick me. I do think I should be fine though. It's pretty still high up. That's kind of just the limit right there. But I think I could build definitely. The big ones are going to have to be kind of just slightly below this. I would say right. I was trying to define or see where I could put them. So I really want to build them. I'm kind of having a battle in the middle. So I think right there, if we could build them, yeah, because there's like one tire right there. So if we start it kind of here for the Imperial and start 10 down there for the Rebel. I'm going to keep that block up there so I know where the height limit is, which is right there. I cannot build above it, can I? I really should have thought about that before I added so many blocks to the bottom. But hey, whatever. I can go above it. Building can't. Yep, okay. Get rid of that. But yeah, guys, that is it for the kind of review. As you guys know, the next one up is the capital ships. Oh no, frick me. The capital ships are going to take a very long time, I think. But I do think they're going to look very good once they are finally done. And the clouds, and then I think that's it. Let's run these clouds in. And the final settings we will put as I leave this video. Where am I forgetting how to set night? Oh, there you go, chat. Weather, rain. Oh, I should probably have a clear night. I'm sorry, padding. Hello, nice to meet you. You let me set my time, gosh dang it. I'm gonna get mad. Here we go. And also I put the yellow rods in the back of them so I can have some light. So let's just get some beautiful shots, and I will silence the rest of the video and it will end. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did, please consider leaving a like and tell me if you guys want more Star Wars kind of tutorials when I do get to them eventually. This has been Bro. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Peace out.